Good morning, trekkers. It is 6:58 a.m., Saturday, January 14th, 2023. It's about 16 degrees Fahrenheit out here at the intersection of Sheep Ranch Road, Forest Road 132, and Folds Creek Road, which has a Forest Road number, but I don't remember what it is. Sheep Ranch Road is plowed, and Folds Creek Road is not, which is going to make it excellent for a good snowshoeing adventure. It goes through part of a state wildlife area, circumnavigates around kind of on the backside of a flowage, and I don't know. We'll see how far I can make it, and we'll see what kind of things we can see. I know there's a spring back in there. There's an impoundment dam somewhere in there, but some of these things are hidden under the snow, and some of them are miles away. So I don't know what I'll be able to do. It's a nice gray day. It should be, the sky is lightening up. You can't really tell right now, but it's very heavily overcast. But it's 16 degrees and overcast. It's going to be a nice winter day. Looking forward to this. Let's get going. That was unexpected. After about 200 yards of packed snow, not even 200 yards, holy cow, 80 yards, this turns into a proper snowmobile trail, which they're not a lot of fun for snowshoeing, but we'll see. Maybe you have to take the snowshoes off and just walk it. To get some of the shots that I get, I make use of stumps, branches, things like that are just off the path. They give a different angle to things. And to do that, sometimes you have to go up and over. And snowshoes make that much simpler if you're careful. But on the snowmobile trail, and it's not too bad for snowshoes. A lot of times snowmobile trails here, they are really rough on the feet, and it will be after a couple of miles here, but it's still better than boots. But you can see it hardly leaves any kind of a print at all. So a snowmobiler zipping by at 40 miles an hour isn't going to see it, but what they're going to see is this, and they're going to wonder, what the heck? Gotta mess with people's heads. It's the only way to have fun. When do you think that was last used? Kind of looks like fun. Let's go, not the whole way, but let's just go poke around. Oh, it's a fair bit of work navigating all the trees that are bent over from the snow. Yanking them up out of the snow, climbing underneath them. My body is no longer built for this, but the reward is a completely unspoiled trail until I come along. Only deer prints. I would wager there has not been a human on this trail since late November and deer hunting season. Perfect for snowshoeing. There's just a couple inches of soft stuff, and then it's nice packed snow. So I'm going to keep going because this is really pretty. All these aspen trees lining and the tall evergreens. This is just a perfect winter scene right here. Oh, navigating this stuff takes more work on an old body than you think. So quiet out here. There'll be some snowmobiles breaking the silence in probably about an hour, hour and a half. as we approach 9 o'clock. Highway 70 is a mile and a half, right around there to the north, which is camera right. That way. Well, it wasn't too bad. Went around the first one, through the second one, stepped on the third one, and this little guy right here, he just kind of moved out of the way. Oh, taking a break on a nice little pine log here. Had 1 bar of service, so I did the very thing that you do when you're out in nature and disconnected. I made a phone call, talked to my wife for a little bit, and had to cut off the phone call because I'm rested now, and I'm also very, very cold. So it's time to get going. But this is my view as I'm sitting on this log. I've got this 100-year-old oak tree, got aspen, unbroken trail. The skies are starting to clear. I can see a little bit of sun activity over there into the eastern region. Oh, not a bad place to sit on a log. But I'm really cold now. I gotta get moving. Give you an idea of the speed of the trip. I'm at exactly 2.01 miles, and I have been out here for 2 hours and 12 minutes. One, you move slower in snowshoes, and then when you have this stuff to navigate. But I don't care. That last 100 yards was hard fought. Holy cow. I biffed it 3 or 4 times just trying to navigate around and over and through. That was a lot of work. Well, you can see just a little bit of snowfall here. Gonna keep going though. Maybe take this thing to its end. This might become the adventure today. We'll see. Big old fallen pine tree with the worst of it right on the path. I looked at a way to try to get over it, but without taking off the snowshoes, that's too difficult. But I think there's a path here, or a way to bushwhack around it. So that's what we're going to try to do, carefully. Made it. I guess that was fun. Yeah, in the last quarter of a mile here, the terrain has changed significantly from just flat and swampy to hummocky. And actually have climbed up a small hill already. It's kind of interesting. I know we're getting close to the bog, swamp, creek, whatever at the end of this, and I just wonder what that drop-off's going to look like. This could be interesting. You can hear the snowmobiles. They're to the south here. Oh, maybe 3/4 of a mile across the creek in the swamp. Now, according to the map and according to my GPS map, there's supposed to be kind of a right dog leg right in here. About 70 yards or so up the trail, there's a slight dog leg, but you start getting a good bit off the trail it's marked on the map. But there clearly has never been a trail in here. I've been up and down and nothing. So I think we're at 3 miles, and I want to keep going here. I'm not feeling too bad. I'm getting tired, and and I'm not moving. My right toes are getting cold, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting down to the creek in the swamp and finding a place to take a sit-down break and getting my foot out of the boot and getting those toes warmed up. Because, well, I've made a track, so the going back's going to be a little bit easier, but it won't be easy, and I'll be tired. Well, let's keep pushing on. I want to find that, I want to find the swamp. It's just flat out dead ends. Now, I'm still a solid 250 yards, almost quarter mile from the swamp. I don't know if I want to try to navigate this or not. I think I'm going to go for a little bit and just see how hairy it gets. Make sure I'm traveling in the right direction here. Time to get the compass back out. Yeah, according to compass, I'm going the proper direction. And according to the GPS map and the paper map, I am on the trail. There has not been a trail here in 30 or 40 years. And that's what you get with a lot of these maps in the forest areas. Depending on the section, let's get back out to the clearing here. Depending on the section, you have a map that was last updated in either 1972, 76, 83, or 91. I think there's some that were in 89 too, depending on where you're at. But very rarely do you find one of the Chequamegon anyway that has been updated since 91, occasionally a 2003. But that was a long time ago. That was 31 years ago. Oh, 32 years ago. And left unused trees like this, some of these trees are only 15 years old. So even a map that was updated in 2003, if that trail was disused, it's gone. And it's gone. I went that way. I went that way. There's nothing. It's gone. So it is time to head back. I'm going to drop the pack here, take a drink, and it's time to start moseying back towards the car, and we'll see what the future holds there. I might find something distracting along the way. Well, this stuff is pretty good, but I will tell you that after 3.5 hours of being in a backpack in 14-degree weather, don't bite it right away. All right, there's our dead end clearing. Here's our dead end whatever. Okay, time to start moseying back. Well, this path goes entirely the wrong direction, but let's see where it goes. All right, that path dead ends. A little tiny clearing right back there, but you can see open right there. That is the creek drainage. Now, do I bushwhack that way or do I bushwhack that way? I'm inclined to go there because it seems like the shortest. Here we go. We made it. Came down that hill right there. And here we are. We're into the creek. Wow. Now, according to the old map, right over there is another faint trail that basically leads back to the way out. And I don't know. I'm gonna follow the shore here a little bit, just because, and then maybe try that. Do a little bushwhacking, see if the GPS can take me back to my footprints. Should be interesting. It's pretty cool. This little piece is just barely connected to the mainland, I guess, and little peninsula, and probably at times an island. That's kind of cool. Now, I see a berm over there. I don't know if that's natural or what it is. I see what might be a beaver house. Ooh, let's go see if that's what we think it is, if we can get to it. Look familiar. And carefully, I gotta go carefully. This is open water out here now. That there is his house. And he's dammed that area up. Very cool. Now, according to the map, that is a trail. Probably long time ago, one might have come out close to here. But what I do know is that just beyond that rise are going to be tracks that look a lot like this. So some bushwhacking and stop every 50 feet, check the GPS, and let's see if we can't get back to where we were earlier today. Made it up the hill, and we'll trek through here. Absolutely hilarious. GPS shows that I am dead on a trail. Now this is a little treacherous in here. A lot of things to get your snowshoes hung up on, and you know, we've got 2.5 to 3 feet of snow, and underneath it it's open because of these smaller trees, and it's really easy to punch through, and suddenly you're up to your knee with one leg. So you got to go very slow. No, that was not planned. I had a couple of 100 feet of clear going, and then I hit this guy. So I'm gonna have to try to get around it, which is easier said than done. Going the right direction though. Somewhere up there are my prints. Somebody had a stash of nuts around here. And GPS says I am squarely on the path, and I just came out of a thicket, and you know, this looks like an old path. It just, there was probably a blowdown in here, and it became disused. Or the map just showed it going further than it actually does. But I think this looks like an actual path. Let's go find our snowshoe prints. There we are. That goes back where we ended and headed for the swamp. And that goes back to the car. Guess what direction we're going? Had to get some water. It's a lot of work. And if you're wondering, hey, you know, been out here about 5 hours. And if the temperature is 20 degrees, I would be surprised. And it might be. But it's been cold, well below freezing. How do you keep your water in your backpack from freezing? Well, the answer is wool. There is a little bit of ice right about, you know, at the top of the turtle there. Found this at, I think it was Gander Mountain several years ago before it became something else and they stopped carrying useful things like this. But if you don't have that, this is an old wool work sock. Cut off a little tiny top of it, stick it around, and it really works. You can see the difference between that and there's ice on my nearly empty soda. Really does work. Now, when the temperatures get really cold, you hit that 5 degrees below zero. These only work for so long, and you need to be stopping, shaking them. Sometimes I'll actually put them in, I'll put one in my pocket just to keep it a little bit warmer. Yeah, since 11 o'clock, the last 2 hours or so, it's all you hear. It's like there's a speedway out there. That is why you get on the trail at dawn. You'll get about 2 to 2.5 hours without that. There, that brings us through the worst of the obstacles. Biggest obstacle left now is my own energy level. Onward. About 2 or 3 minutes here, I'll be back to the snowmobile trail. I'm slightly concerned because there has been near constant traffic on it. Now, what you hear now is to the south on a main snowmobile trail that cuts through here. But I have heard a lot of traffic on this one up here, and fortunately I don't have to be on the snowmobile trail for very long. Yeah, we'll have to keep our head on a swivel and our ears very well perked and ready to jump. There you go, trekkers. Just shy of 7 miles and just shy of 7 hours. What a day. That, trekkers, was an everyday adventure.